Assad's office said on Twitter that the two leaders discussed joint cooperation in various forms and developments on the regional and international arenas. Moscow has provided robust political support to Assad at the United Nations and actively mediated to help reforms solve regional power. Some Arab countries have sent aid following the catastrophic February 6 earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria, killing more than 50,000, including over 6,000 in Syria. International sympathy following the quake appeared to have sped up the regional approachment, with some calling for dialogue with Syria and for bringing the country back to the 22-member Arab League more than a decade after its membership was suspended over the crackdown in the early months of the uprising that turned into war. On Wednesday, Assad also thanked Putin for sending rescue teams and engaging its military based on Syria to conduct salvage efforts and help deal with the quake's aftermath. Prior to the earthquake, Russia had been mediating talks between Turkey and Syria. Syria has demanded that Turkey withdraws from an enclave it controls in northwestern Syria in order for Damascus to normalize its relations with Ankara.
Right, welcome back. And we are aware that our foreign minister have been to Turkey during the earthquake and this devastating catastrophe. Before even that move, to continue on with our discussion, we have with us over the phone His Excellency Ambassador Mohamad Hegazy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you for being with us, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon, Mona.
Good afternoon to you. And here we just followed a few minutes ago the press conference that was held between our foreign minister and the visiting Turkish foreign minister, who was in Egypt for the first time in 10 years. And you're reading to the press conference and the statements that came from both top diplomats.
Well, Mona, thank you very much. It is truly a very encouraging development in the historical relations that exist always between Egypt and Turkey, and between the two people who have mutual respect, commonalities, and synergies between the culture of both countries. For a few years, with the Turkish interference in our internal affairs, relations went to its lowest point, where we recalled our ambassadors. And I think we have stated clearly that to restore relations and to answer back to a few positive steps from the Turkish side, we require essentials. The main essential point is the respect of the principles of good neighborhood, the respect of international law, particularly the principle of not interference in each other's affairs. Egypt has never played this card and never intervened, though in Turkey a lot of issues that can be provoked. But with the respect of our mutual relations with all countries, Egypt asked Turkey to respect and not to interfere, and not to connect and meddle with a few organizations that is unlawful, and they are somehow described as terrorist organizations. We early stated that, and we said upon the moment that Turkey respect our mutual sovereignty and non-interference, we can definitely consider that, as well as allowing a few information centers and channels to attack my country was one of the very contingent issues that we clearly raised it with the Turkish side during the course of few negotiation rounds that has been done under deputy ministers level. Of course, many development has vexed the relations and put it in its lowest point, besides the intervention of the Turkish diplomacy into our internal affairs. They have also opened those information centers, as well as a few other issues that has brought the relations to its down point. I hope that by the visit of Foreign Minister Shawish Oglo, and after the shake hands of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and President Erdogan in Doha in the inauguration of the World Cup, that the relations now have clearly reached a point of start where we definitely can improve our economic and developmental ties. I think what has been stated today is very encouraging, where 6.5 billion US dollar is traded between the two countries, as well as 2.5 billion US dollar Turkish investment in Egypt. We encourage stability and regional rapprochement, and I guess that the relations between Cairo and Istanbul and Ankara, is very important. I think it is two of the most important regional countries. Both can play a very important role in a constructive manner to bring our region to its stabilizing point, where now we all are suffering from many conflicts in one region. You see now Russia, Ukraine, and Europe has brought Europe to almost its most difficult moment. And imagine that in our region there is more than 4 or 5 conflicts in Yemen, in Libya, in Syria, in Iraq, and disorder in many other places. And we still believe that many of those issues is caused by us, by our region powers, external powers from the region itself, being it Iran or Turkey. And the situation in Libya is a manifestation of that. If you left the Libyan situation to its people, I think the Libyan can definitely reach agreement. But because Turkey is supporting certain militias and sending even for troops to assist this party against the other, situation are still stagnant, and we couldn't really claim what we were all hoping for, a Libyan election that will bring Libyan brothers all together. So the visit today is so important, Mona. We respect very much the drive that both countries have worked with each other. I think the Egyptian government and the Egyptian people have manifested their deep respect to the Turkish people in the huge supply of human support after the horrific earthquake that Turkey has endured, and the Turkish people has crossed it, I hope now, but we were very close at this moment. And this is what Egypt and its principles always is about, is to support regional stability, is to stand firm when any of our brotherly countries, including Turkey, facing in terms of turmoils or humanitarian need, like what happened after the earthquake. I think the Turkish government appreciates very much the role of Egypt. The Turkish people has a deep-rooted respect and love to Egypt and its culture. Egypt is all about reconciliation, is about construction, about helping each other. And I think one can't really forget to link what happened between Iran and Saudi Arabia after the diplomatic advance of China to bring the two parties together. So let me, through you, Mona, call for a diplomacy, a regional diplomacy that can bring the 4 parties together. Egypt,
yes, let me take it from here, Your Excellency. And you pinpointed your finger on a very important issue. Now, we've heard together today the Turkish Foreign Minister saying, I'm very glad that we are taking concrete steps for normalizing relations with Egypt, and we will do our best not to rupture our ties again in the future. the future. And the whole region is seeing geopolitical developments that are very much of great interests, as you said, respectively, Saudi Arabia and Iran, with the umbrella of the Chinese, and definitely Egypt, the first to welcome. We have seen lots of developments in the region. So here, what you spoke about a four-party relations, let me here read your, or take your reading into how we need a formula to confront the upcoming challenges through the geopolitical changes that are occurring.
Thank you very much, Mona, for a very elaborate question that encompasses both Iran and Turkey in one regional stabilizing framework. I hope to see the success that China has led both Tehran and Riyadh to an agreement of re-establishing the diplomatic relations and to move further with the Egyptian-Turkish encounter, that the four countries, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, and Iran, can sit together in such a regional summit, similar to what we have witnessed in the Baghdad summit a few weeks ago, so that the four countries can talk about regional stability. We live now in a world of instability, and time is very important for regional powers to talk about their fear and interest, so that we can address the fears and work to enhance interest. So that I would suggest today, Mona, that we issue a declaration of principles signed by the four countries to establish a sphere of confidence where we can develop together. We can, of course, respect each other, non-interference in each other affairs. And if we establish this declaration of principles, so we are paving the way for a regional security architect, where at the moment that Israel agree on the establishment of the Palestinian state and withdraw from the occupied territory, can join this architect only after the establishment of a Palestinian state. And then a country like Ethiopia, only if they agree on a legal framework that will govern the relations between the neighboring countries, riparians of the Nile River. So we have to seize the moment. So I'm calling for a regional conference where we can address a declaration of principles. So we stabilize the relations between the four countries first, and to open the door when any country of the region wants to join. This is the alternative, Mona, to war, interventions in each other affairs, and support of illegal organization and terrorist activities, or support to militias. We have lost a lot during those years where any country have decided to play regional supremacy over the others. We are all brothers living in one region, and we are the ones to be asked by generations to come, what did we do to make benefit of our wealth, of our knowledge, of our even culture and religious inclination? What did we do to improve the livelihood in the region? Why should we intervene in each other activities or internal affairs? We are great countries, all civilizations, and civilizations talk, they don't conflict. And the commonalities between us are deep-rooted. As I said, if you look at the economy, if you look at the investments, we can do a lot. And we are rich countries of people, of culture, and of wealth. Of course, this is a good start. We need a proactive diplomacy that make benefit of the rapprochement between Tehran and Saudi Arabia, between Egypt and Turkey, between Egypt and Tehran, between Cairo and Tehran. And I'm sure that these four countries are very responsible, and they can lead the region to much more stability and to invite others to respect international law, to end occupation, so that they can join this framework. This framework is the future of the Middle East.
Indeed.
Based on the principles of good neighborhood and non-interference in each other's affairs.
Indeed. Indeed, Your Excellency, Ambassador Mohamad Hegazy, indeed, we are peace seekers, we've always been. And yes, indeed, remains to be seen what we need to really see for a prosperous or a more promising future for our region. Your Excellency, Ambassador Mohamad Hegazy, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you so much for being with us and for your input, the great input as usual. And that takes us to the end of this episode, but let me here remind you that this Saturday or next Saturday would be at the beginnings of the holy month of Ramadan, so have a blessed holy month of Ramadan for all Muslim worlds around the globe. Many thanks for watching.